Hello students, a very warm welcome to all of you. I am Patel Pravada from Param Guru Pathshala English Medium School, Sarsa. Today we are going to discuss the first chapter from Standard 8 Science, and the chapter name is Crop Production and Management. In this video, we are going to learn numbers of topics, and they are: first, agricultural practices; second, preparation of soil; and the last topic is sowing of seeds. So students, let's start. Students, first you should know that all living organisms require food for survive their life. We also know that plants can make their food themselves by the process of photosynthesis. We also know that such plants and most of the animals, including human beings, cannot make their food by their own by the process of photosynthesis. So, now the question is that where do animals get their food from? But first, let's understand why all living organism needs food. Basically, we all know that food is very important, but scientifically, why food is very important? It is essential for which reasons? So, the answer is to get energy. Yes, to get energy, we all need to eat food. And by the energy, organism carrying out their various body functions, they do such kinds of activities by the energy, which is they get from all the living organism get energy from food. Which are the activities? Yes, like running, eating, even digestion, respiration, excretion, all these activities done by energy. And to get energy, we all need food. Now, we all get food from plants or animals or both. Now students, as we all need food, food has to be produced on a large scale. As we all need, that's mean on large scale we need food. And to provide food for a large population of the world, regular production, proper management and distribution is necessary. Students, do you know in ancient time people were wandering in groups from place to place. They wandering from place to place for searching of food. Yes, for searching of food, because they cannot make food by their own, and they do not know how cultivate food. So they wandering place to place in a group, in a huge group for searching of food. Basically, in that time, they ate raw fruits and vegetables and even animals as food. Later on, they could cultivate land and produce rice, wheat and other food crops. Students, do you know about what is crop? Let's understand. When plants of the same kind are cultivated at one place on a large scale, in one place in a large scale, when plants are cultivated by humans, it is called crops. Let's understand by an example. Crop of wheat. Crop of wheat means that all the plants grown in a field are that of wheat. Students, in India, two broad cropping patterns can be identified. There are two broad cropping patterns in India according to season, according to weather. And these are first Kharif crops and second Rabi crops. Let's discuss about them in detail. First, let's talk about Kharif crops. The crops which are sown in the rainy season. Remember, in the rainy season are called Kharif crops. For example, paddy, maize, soyabean and cotton. These are the crops which are called the Kharif crops, and it is sown in the rainy season. Now next is Rabi crops. Now what is Rabi crops? The crops grown in the winter season. Which season? Yes, in winter season. They are called Rabi crops. And the examples are wheat, gram, pea, etc. So these are the crops which are sown in winter season and they are called Rabi crops. Students, basic practices of crop production. You should know the practices of crop production. Cultivation of crops involves several activities undertaken by farmers over a period of time. And these activities or tasks are referred to as agricultural practices. The tasks, the activities which is done by farmers in a proper time of period is called agricultural practices. Students, here is the agricultural practices are listed. You can see in the figure also. So in this figure you can see which are the agricultural practices listed. First one is preparation of soil. Second one, sowing of seeds. Third one, adding manure and fertilizers. Fourth one is irrigation. Fifth one is protection from weeds. Sixth one, harvesting. And the seventh one, which is the last one, that is storage. So students, let's discuss these activities one by one in detail. First is preparation of soil. So it is the first step among the agricultural practices, which are the 7 practices are there. The preparation of the soil is the first step. It is a very important task, as by this practice soil going to be turned. By this process soil going to be turned, and at the same time it becoming loosened. This activity allows roots to breathe easily, as loosened soil helps in the growth of earthworms and microbes present in the soil. And we know that these organisms are the friends of farmers. We all know that earthworm, rats or other microorganisms are the friends of farmers, except rats. There are some advantages by loosening the soil. First we discussed that if soil becoming loosened, so the microorganism, earthworm can breathe easily and they are the friends of farmers. The other advantages of loosening the soils are: first, loosening of the soil allow roots to penetrate deep into the soil. Second one, the loose soil allow the root to breathe easily even when they go deep into the soil. Third one, the loosened soil helps in the growth of earthworm and microbes present in the soil. Fourth one, these organisms are called the friends of the farmer. Fifth one, another thing is that dead plants and animals get decomposed by the soil organism, and by this decomposition of dead bodies, various nutrients of the dead bodies released to the soil, which is absorbed by the plant. We have talked about humus. We know what is humus, the dead and decaying matter which is present into the soil, that is called humus. So by the decomposer, the dead and decaying matter decomposed into the soil, and the body nutrients, the dead body's nutrients released into the soil, which is later on absorbed by the plants. Another thing is that since only a few centimeters of the top layer of soil support plants to growth, turning and loosening of the soil brings the nutrients rich soil to the top part of the soil, and then plants use this nutrient very easily. So after all this discussion, we can say that turning of soil or loosening of the soil has the great advantage for plants and of course for farmers. The process of loosening and turning of soil is called tilling or ploughing. It may call ploughing also. So what is tilling? I repeat, the process of loosening or turning the soil is called tilling. or plowing. So it is a very important part of cultivation of crops. It is a very important stage which is done by farmers, and it has lots of advantages which get by the plant. Now students, do you know what is crumbs? Crumbs is big clumps of soil. Students, before sowing seed, it is necessary to break soil clumps, and this is done by various tools. The tools are plow, hoe, cultivator, etc. So let's learn in detail one by one. You can see in the figure, this is a figure of a plow. So this is being used since ancient time for tilling the soil. That means loosening the soil, adding fertilizers to the crop, removing the weeds, and turning the soil. This is made up with wood and drawn by pair of bulls. So maybe it is made by wood, and it is done by bulls or other animals like horses, maybe it may be horses or camels. So since the ancient time, it is used by farmers for turning the soil or tilling the soil. Now next is hoe. It is a simple tool which is used for removing weeds and for loosening the soil also. It has a long rod of wood or iron. A strong, broad and bent plate of iron is fixed to one of the ends of the hoe and works like a blade. It is pulled by animals. Now next one is cultivator. Nowadays plowing is done by tractor driver cultivator, which is driven by a tractor. You can see in the figure, cultivator. It is saves labor and at the same time it saves our time also. Now our next point is sowing. Sowing of seed. Yes, it is a very important part of crop production. Before sowing, farmer selected the good quality of seeds because it is a very important part of the crop cultivation. So before sowing a seed, farmer used to selected to good quality of seeds. To identify the good quality of seeds, farmer used to do an activity. Students, how can farmer know the good healthy seeds from the damaged seeds? So students, here is an activity from which we can separate healthy seeds from the bad seeds, damaged seed. For this activity, we have to take one beaker and fill half of it with water. Then put it a handful of wheat seed or any other seed and stir it well. Then wait for some time. We can see, after some time, we can see some seeds are floats on water. These are the damaged seeds which are floats on the water. Basically, damaged seeds become hollow and become lighter. It becoming lighter because it is becoming hollow seeds. On water, so it is float on water. So students, this is a good method for separating good healthy seeds from the damaged seeds. Now our next point is the tools which is used for sowing the seeds. So here our first tool, that is traditional tool. This tool is used for sowing seeds. It is like a funnel. The seeds are filled into the funnel. The funnel has 2 or maybe 3 pipes having sharp ends, and these ends placed to the soil. And at the same time, seeds are also placed into the soil by these tools, that is called traditional tools. Now the second tools which is used to sow the seed, that is seed drills. It is also used to sowing seeds, and nowadays it becoming very popular among farmers. It is becoming very popular among the farmers for sowing seeds. It is run by a tractor. The main point is that it sows the seed uniformly at the equal distance and depth. At the equal distance and depth, seeds are sown by it, which is seed drills or tools. By this tool, seed sown properly and get covered by the soil properly. After sowing these seeds, it protected from birds. The seeds are protected from birds because it is covered with soil properly. That's why it is protected from various insects and birds. It is also save time and labor. Dear students, remember one thing. Appropriate distance between two seeds is necessary for avoiding overcrowding of plants. And from this method, each and every plant gets sufficient sunlight, nutrients and water from the soil, which is very important for growing a healthy plant. For growing a healthy plant, it is very important to have appropriate distance between two seeds, two plants, and to get appropriate sunlight and to get appropriate nutrient from the soil. It is very important points to have a healthy plant. So students, after the end of this video, we have learned that to provide food to our population, we need to adopt agricultural practices. When same kind of plants cultivated at a place, it's called crops. Another thing we know that in India, crops are categorized into two types, mainly based on season, that is Rabi and Kharif crops. Another thing we learned that before sowing seed, it is need to tilling and leveling the crops, soil, and for this, leveler and plough used for this purpose. Good varieties of seeds are sown by seed drill. So students, here we finish almost half of the chapter. Rest of the chapter we will discuss in our next video. Hope you understand. Thank you.